Welcome to 2.5 Brains, the weekly and sometimes bi-tri-weekly vlog talking all about the latest happenings in reality TV. This is the recap of the latest episode of Survivor, episode 11. Talking all about the latest happenings, and the episode just finished about a half hour ago. We're talking all about it. And we're going to dive in. Before we do, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. We have the Amazing Race stuff coming up over the weekend, so definitely stay tuned. Obviously, it's airing right now, but we're going to talk about it next weekend, or this weekend. So feel free to subscribe, get all the updates as soon as they come in. Also, comment on the post, share the post, like our page on Facebook, Paper Mo Productions on Facebook. And Twitter, tweet at me, YoGrabbaGabba, and email the show, paperproductions@gmail.com. As always, let's go ahead and turn things over to why you're all here. And that is my co-pilot, my better half, the 2 in 2.5 Brains. Bring in Miss Jessica Tarasik. Uh-oh.
And wearing the better shirt.
Well, so, this is going to be a fun little episode here. So, Jessica, what's your Twitter handle?
JessT820.
JessT820. Follow her. Give her all your love, all your feedback. Feeling better this week, which is nice. And we're going to have a nice discussion here. And to continue our American East theme, let's bring in our guest this time. He is my partner on the Amazing Race and on the Amazing Race show also. Bring in Mr. Greg Beback. Welcome. So, slide in here. Get in the shot there. Hey, everybody.
There we go. Hello, everybody.
So, I will slide back so we can all kind of fit in here. All right. So, my right-hand person and my co-host. This is going to be fun. My co-host on the Amazing Race. With me every week on Survivor. My co-pilot in life and on the show. And we're going to have a good time. So, be back, slide back so we can see your shirt, or stand up.
Yes.
There you go, Orioles.
I am not an Orioles fan. I am a Cal Ripken fan, just like this guy.
Absolutely.
Favorite non-Red Sox player. I am with her 100%. 2 Yankee fans, 1 Red Sox fan. Trouble for him.
That's fine. So, the American East is well represented here today. So, let's go ahead and dive in here. We'll talk all about the show this week. We'll talk about the fun that was had. It was also a cool little thing. Our 3 winner picks went out 3 weeks in a row. Isn't that something? So we can surely pick them. Let's go ahead though. Let's talk about the 3 big moments, 3 key moments, and then the the top 3 and bottom 3 of the week. Also, as a side note, we have next week. We'll have plan on having a guest next week. We'll see if we can make it happen with our scheduling. And also, finally, next week there'll be 6 left. So instead of doing a top 3 and bottom 3, we're just gonna rank them. And then, or at least we'll do a top 3, bottom 3, but I'll include everybody. And then the week after that is the lead up to the finale. So only a couple weeks left of this season. It's really flown by, and I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too. So let's go ahead and dive in here with the top 3 and bottom 3. We'll start with the big moments, and then the key moments. So big moments. Sorry, moment number 1, and that is what?
Rice Wars.
Rice Wars.
Because nobody can decide how much rice to make.
Absolutely. What were you gonna say?
Again.
So, they had season 13 of Survivor Cook Islands, better known as Survivor Race Wars. They're the white tribe versus the black tribe versus the Asian tribe versus the Latin tribe. That happened. That was a thing. This is Survivor Rice Wars, because how many damn times on Survivor are we going to see people fight over rice?
Seems like at least once a season.
At least. I want 1 cup. I want 2 cups. I want half a cup.
Fighting or negotiating for more rice. It's a selfless act, too, by the way. That was a selfless act.
Oh, yes. Good old Angelina.
Selfless.
Except you tell
give
everybody.
her credit, but it's selfless.
Yes. It's like George Costanza said. He doesn't give to the blind because they can't get credit for it. So they can't see it. So that's how Angelina was. But hey, Angelina's not on the season, so let's not talk about her, because guess what? I regret every moment I spent talking about her last season, so let's not talk about her this season. So Rice Wars. Let's talk a little bit about that, Jessica. Tell me what was the idea with Rice Wars? What was that all about? Why did that even come up?
Ron wanted to make more rice because they didn't win the food challenge or whatever you want to call it.
Reward, yeah.
The reward.
The reward.
And Aurora said she wanted to hold off, and 1 cup's enough for everybody. I can see it both ways because you're only rationing so much, and then he makes the point that you're planning that everybody's going to be there, and
They're not.
They're not. But
Yeah.
you're going to have to spread it out.
See, I'm of two minds with this as well, because it got to the point a couple seasons ago where on some of the people were some of the Survivor fans and the podcasters and the bloggers saying, why not just eat all the rice in one day and then negotiate for more? You're gonna win some challenges, so you're probably gonna win some stuff because if you're fed like that, you're gonna be winning challenges. So who cares? You'll win a couple challenges. Then if you get to the point where you're starving, they're not gonna let you starve to death. You just negotiate for something more. Like the first time this happened was during the horrible rainstorm of it was like flooding and the camp flooded and all the rice got washed away in a flood on Survivor Australia, the second season, and they negotiated their tarp. They basically had to give up all their stuff. And Colby's like, I'm proud to be Texan, but I'll give up my Texas flag for more rice. And they did. And then on 29, Jeremy and his tribe, they wanted to negotiate for more rice because they ran out. Mm-hmm. And it was Hunapu, and they were destroying Kaioppa. They were winning every challenge because they were eating a lot. And they didn't ration the rice. They ate it all. And then it got to the point where they were out, and they already did a tribe swap, so the people who weren't eating now were stuck with no rice to eat. So they had to negotiate for more rice, and they had to give their whole camp. And Jeremy famously had a quote because they're about to merge like in a week, like in the next episode. It's like, why we can get through it. It's not a big deal. And then everybody wanted to do it though. Everybody wanted to negotiate. Everybody wanted to get more, give up all their shelter, all their rewards for more rice. And he famously said, "These guys are so dumb." And I couldn't disagree. I really couldn't disagree. But yeah, so it's getting to the point now where just about every season that we're talking about rice and we should make more, we should make less. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, let's talk more about strategy. Who cares about freaking rice? The survival aspect isn't even part of the show anymore. I mean, right, in season 36, they cut the rations of what people are getting to almost nothing. And how did that affect the game? It did it. It did. The fisherman, the only one who was catching fish, didn't win. Didn't go any further than he would have anyways. So who cares? The survival aspect is next to zero. So if we're going to argue about rice, I guess it's just more drama. But then just give them freaking chickens to fight over. Because we already did that too. I don't know.
Did they even eat those chickens?
Probably. They escaped.
I
No.
thought they were gonna eat. No, I thought they.
When do you let them go?
I think
I
they
know.
might
I
have
thought they
one.
caught one that they did eat.
I think
and
they
then
did.
just gave up on
Maybe.
the rest of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. But it's at the point now where they're getting every couple days they're getting a reward that has food. So whatever. The survival aspect doesn't bother me the least. I'd rather just hear about strategy. But
All right, enough about rice.
enough about
We're
rice.
talking about
Same
rice
here.
for like
I
5
agree.
minutes.
Hashtag White Rice Wednesday. Let's move on to the next one.
Pick a threat. Pick a threat. Any threat. Pick a threat.
Yes.
Yes.
What's this all about?
I mean, who are you gonna go with to vote out? Is it gonna be? At this point, is it gonna be Devin? Is it gonna be Ron? Is it gonna be Aurora? Aurora's kind of a threat. I think she's a little bit of a threat more than you do.
Who?
Aurora.
Shut up. Who would be Victoria?
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, who would be Victoria?
I-
I can't see
Julie-
her over that under that cap. Under that hat. I can't. Is anybody on that hat? I don't know.
Hey, it gets cold at night.
Whatever. Okay.
Not in Fiji.
Yeah. I don't know. It's whatever.
Like, never mind.
It's not warm, but it probably gets a little bit nippy at night.
I mean,
but
you're
still.
right by the water.
Yeah. So
It's
it's a
gonna be
breeze.
cold.
Okay. Fair enough.
It rains.
It does.
There are poor conditions. You think this is? It's not a hotel.
It's not.
Especially if you want to ration your food or not ration your food, then you're going to trade for your camp. I'd rather be smart and warm.
This is a great Keith Nelson. It ain't the Hilton. Ain't the Hilton.
It is not the Hilton.
It is not the Hilton.
You're living in the freaking wilderness for 38 days? 39 days.
On an island, not the wilderness.
It's so cold. You're by
Actually-
the water.
Let's be real. It's a resort. They ran out of resort.
All right, pick a threat, any threat.
So
Back on topic.
Back on topic.
Back
Thank
on
you for
topic.
keeping this train on the rails a little bit. Thank you.
Oh my god.
So, pick a threat. The reason we brought this up is because it's been at the point now where they're talking about, well, should we vote the social threat? Should we vote the strategic threat? Should we vote out the physical threat? And there's
They did not vote out the physical threat tonight.
No.
He sucks. Challenges.
Yeah.
He's got show muscles, like for show only.
Poor man's Tony.
Yep, for sure. And that's I feel like the threats. I like one thing I like about the season is there hasn't like it reminds me a lot of Millennials Gen X. Reminds me a lot of last season as well, which I liked last season a lot. I don't know about you guys, but I was a big fan of last season. They got to the end, the final six with really 3 people who could win.
Yeah.
And that's that. Then you had Christian, who was a guy that had a shot. You had Gabby, who had a shot. It was people who had a shot to win, and they were getting picked off. And then you got now they're gone. So now who?
Right.
Now who's the threat?
Right.
Now who's the threat? Now who's the threat? And I feel like that's how it was this season. I mean, you had Joe, and then you had David, you had even Eric and Julia, and you had David, you had Wentworth, you had all these people who had a shot to win the game get picked up one by one, and now we got down to War Dog orchestrated most of those ousters.
I mean,
And-
it makes.
Go ahead.
No,
And that's something that was brought up in tonight's tribal as well.
for sure.
I mean, it makes sense because they can't even pick an alliance, so you're not going to settle on one threat if this week you're this alliance, this week you're that alliance, and then you're going to turn on your other alliance, and then they're really a threat. I don't work with them, I'm not going to win, so I work with this person, but this person could probably beat me too, so where do you find any balance? There isn't any balance.
And I feel like a lot of these votes were orchestrated by War Dog. So War Dog was kind of the one who was running the game, but guess what? Now he's gone. So now what?
He declared himself like the Godfather.
For sure.
You don't do that.
No.
I mean, that's why I kind of have a bad feeling about Ron. He's also declared himself the puppet master. You're putting a bigger title on you that is a much bigger
Been
target.
more confessional. I agree.
Title and a target. You saw earlier tonight. Those three were discussing if it's not. We have to stick together. We have to stick together.
For sure.
And Devon's won immunity, so it was going to be one of those two
Yep.
plus Aurora.
Yeah.
I mean, Devon's never declared himself super in control of the game. He just has declared that he can work with other people and like sway them and everything. He's got the TV personality, so of course he can talk people over.
Absolutely. I agree. So I think that's there's a lot of threats to choose from. At this point, it's just kind of what kind of threat do you want to take out? You want to take the person who's talkative, and likes to talk, and talks to people. The person who's got a shot to go to the end and take your spot. Person who hasn't pissed anybody off. Person who wins challenges. Person who makes strategic moves. You can put a threat around anybody. And the thing I want to mention too is I mentioned about how Christian and War Dog are similar in a couple ways. I'm not saying that they were completely similar, but they're both super fans of the game. They both were strategic players, and both right before they went out said the same line. Christian right before he got voted out last season said, "I feel like I've become a big threat, and if I had this to do over again, I would have downplayed my threat a little bit." And he didn't say exactly like that, but he was kind of talking about like, "Hey, I know I've become a threat, and I wish I had me. I hope they don't vote me out because I'm too much of a threat." And War Dog said today, he said the target on my back is huge from running the game.
I mean, you can't, I don't know. The similarities calling between people being super fans, everybody that goes on there says they're a super fan. And what was the other one, the second one you said? Super fan and strategic? Or
How they're strategic threats.
yeah, I guess, but there's other strategic threats too that are the same. Everybody has their own thing. I mean, them saying the same thing before getting voted out, I guess, but I don't know. I think Christian was definitely downplayed at how much of a threat he was until that episode.
I feel like Christian was he was all on that TV. Of course, they don't know who's on the TV and who's not, but I feel like Christian was way more popular than Ron. I think, or than
Oh,
War
God,
Dog.
yes.
Oh, for sure.
I think,
for sure.
I think
Yeah.
the jury would have voted for him in a second. I think the fans loved him. War Dog's kind of some like him, some hate him, and I think they both went out on the same spot too because I feel like kind of the same 7-8 spot is kind of where they tend to those types of players who are overtly and Ben was that too. Ben would have been out in that same spot too had not been for finding idols and shifting things around a little bit.
Right.
I mean, so it's the player who's you can tell is got a great shot to win from day one. They're usually taken out on the spot, so that's kind of where I was talking about for War Dog. But
I'm just trying to bring up my winner pick from when I really started watching it.
for sure, and but yeah, it's good times. So We can move on, but
Yeah.
there was there's plenty of threats to choose from. The question is, which one are you gonna pick?
Right. And as mentioned before, the next big moment is poor man's Tony.
The poor man's Tony be back. So why is
Yeah.
War Dog the poor man's Tony?
Great strategist, sucks in physical challenges.
Absolutely.
Can't even win as a team.
And
let
it
alone
came
by himself.
came back to bite him in the ass.
It did. Now, Tony Vlachos was his pre-merge tribe won every challenge. So that was one difference between him and War Dog. But they're both that the New York, New Jersey, Boston, that area, that type of part of the country, loud, abrasive, strategic, not great in challenges, big muscles that don't do anything. That's Tony, and that's War Dog. Now Tony was the Greek god. Tony is one of the all-time top 5 greatest players of Survivor history, and War Dog's not. War Dog didn't have the social charm. He was a good strategic player, but Tony talked to people where War Dog didn't.
Isn't War Dog a Mets fan too?
He's
He's got the NY.
You're even picking the wrong baseball.
He's got the NY tattooed right there.
And by the way, War Dog, how are your Brooklyn Nets doing right now? Too soon? I'm sorry. But yeah, so I feel like I feel like he's definitely the poor man's Tony. He is Bodega Tony, as Joe Manning called himself. Joe Manning called himself the Bodega Tony, and he certainly is that. He's not quite as good as Tony, but then again, who is? I mean, if you said, hey, who pick somebody to play the game like, I would probably play the game like Tony, because Tony is almost as good as Kim Spradlin, almost as good as Boston Rob, but he's also entertaining, and he played one of the most entertaining seasons and won. So it's hard to do that. But I think I think he played a similar type of game to Tony. He's definitely that Tony type character. We've seen that character win a few times now and get close to a few times now. The only difference is there's of all the archetypes, there's good parts of the archetype and there's bad parts of the archetype. And if you play up the good parts and play down the bad parts, you got a good shot. But in this case, he was too in your face, and Tony was like that too. But Tony had the social graces that War Dog just didn't have. I think War Dog could have won despite his social game, but I don't think he had a good social game.
No.
That's just my opinion.
No.
Moving on to the 3 key moments of this episode. And what's the moment number 1, Jessica?
Talk to versus talk at.
What are you
War
talking
Dog
about?
was barking at Gavin.
Woof.
Woof woof. Don't bark at me. I'm not a dog.
Don't talk to me like I'm a dog.
Yep.
Yes.
So, hence, his social game was not the best.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And I like how Gavin pointed that out. And then Ron, I wonder if the way Gavin said it made Ron. I wonder if that was what put Ron over the edge to flip. Because if your ally is, like, for example, going back to 32, Debbie Wanner was actually 32. She was trying to. It was Brains versus Beauty versus Brawn, and the Brains tribe was trying to work with the Beauty tribe, and the Brawn tribe was trying to work with the Beauty tribe, and Debbie went up to the Beauty tribe member and says, "All right, we're in alliance." Didn't ask them anything. Didn't say, "Hey, what do you want to do?" She said, "We're in alliance. Done." And they're like, oh, "Wait, what? We didn't even talk about anything. How are we in alliance?" And her allies are like, "We want you to get rid of her because she's ruining our shot to build other bonds." And I feel like that's kind of what Ron was thinking a little bit.
I disagree.
Tell me.
I think because he knows Devin's had immunity, and he's been the topic how many times he voted out. So it's definitely Devin's as the next, target. Ron definitely thinks he's not a target because he works with everybody. He's making alliances with everybody. He's not made any enemies because even Julie's going back to him even after she lied last week. So it's best to get after War Dog because he knows if it's not War Dog, it was going to be him. And then now it's not going to be him, it's going to be Devin's or Aurora. So he's just downplaying his threat.
And I think that's part of it too. I think that they all kind of go together. I think there's more than multiple reasons why a player loses, but I think that is definitely a thing. I think War Dog was pitching, let's keep the Pets together. Ron said no.
Remember last time they all said to stick together and then Eric got voted out.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I think Ron's idea was kind of like you said. Instead of saying, "Hey, let's stick together," I think Ron's like, "Hey, who can I push in front of me?
Push in front of me.
Yeah,
There's
for sure.
bullets are flying. I don't want to take them.
Right.
Who can I push in front of me?"
So he puts the army guy in front of him.
So, right,
Military
guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it. I also do think part of it is that you don't want to align yourself with somebody who doesn't socially have it, because they're gonna if you look like you're aligned with that person, some of the blame's gonna fall back on you.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
So that's I think you're on something for sure as well. I think we have some interesting nuggets pulled out of this.
Chicken nuggets. Are
Whatever
they from
kind.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Neither.
How about Wendy's?
Maybe.
Popcorn chicken?
Okay, so
Spicy chicken?
oh boy.
Sweet and sour sauce.
All right, so moving on.
Honey mustard.
That's good.
Garlic ranch. Chick-fil-A.
Ooh,
That's the best.
very
Anyways, next.
good. Next, you always yell at me for going off on tangents, and now we're talking about chicken nuggets.
My tangents are funny.
At least somebody thinks so. Hey, last week you ripped me. And it was funny.
I did.
So if you want to do that again, I wouldn't do it. But don't force it. Just when it comes up naturally. What's next?
So like every day.
Like that. What's next key moment?
Devins versus War Dog.
So another versus. So that was is that moment 2 or 3?
That is moment 2. Can I just mention how every time I say War Dog, I think of that damn DMX song where the dog barks in the beginning of it.
Woof, woof.
X gonna give it to you. All I hear every time, War Dog. Woof woof. Yeah, just had to get that out. It
Cool.
bothers me.
So War Dog
Yes.
versus Devins.
Yes.
The vote came. It looks like there was gonna be okay. Are we going with Devins or are we going to go with War Dog? And then Devins went to Community, so it kind of makes it a little more obvious. But it was the question was gonna be which alliance went out. Ron is gonna be the swing vote.
Right.
Julie's going with wherever Ron goes. So the question is it gonna be Gavin, and 'cause Gavin was obviously not happy with being talked at, and he brought like you said, he brought that up in tribal council.
Right.
But even tonight, though, Devin's name really wasn't thrown out before the immunity challenge, like the individual immunity. It was always Aurora. It was Aurora or War Dog.
Yeah,
Devin's was not mentioned tonight.
he was the third option, I think.
Briefly.
But
He
it
was.
Yeah, he was.
But they were all pushing for Aurora besides that.
right. And I think it came down to it's gonna be Lauren's going one way, and Gavin and Victoria going one way. Then it's gonna be Devins and War Dog, right. And then,
I want a soundboard so bad.
hey, and for our next season, maybe we'll invest in a soundboard.
I'm just gonna do it.
So, and then we have obviously, then it was Devins and War Dog, and Victoria, and Gavin, and then Laura's kind of going wherever the numbers go, Aurora's going wherever the numbers go, and then it comes down to Ron and Julia wherever they end up. And they kind of seem like they went with, obviously.
I guess.
guess War Dog.
I feel like
War
Lauren they'll want more with Julie, what Julie was going with. Because, I mean, they
They
talked
aligned.
it there. Yeah, they did. They discussed. And they discussed separately, so nobody really saw them do it, so.
And maybe that's the new 4, honestly. Maybe that's
Who? Ron, Julie, Gavin, and Lauren?
Ron, Julie, Aurora,
Lauren.
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 I
Yeah.
could see that.
That would be okay. I don't hate that.
Aurora won over Ron with that extra vote, and he gave it back, so
Right.
Right.
I feel like Aurora's definitely turned her game around a little bit.
For sure. I
And she's still a beast in physical, and she's still a physical beast. So.
They didn't win tonight, but
She
she
was
was
second.
definitely killing it.
Yeah, she's right in it. And I think you guys are higher than I am. I still think she's as high, as good, has much a shot to win as Victoria. But,
I think she's got more than that.
not much.
I think Aurora has more of a chance to win than Gavin does.
That's damn with faint praise. but okay.
I would agree with that.
That's damn with faint praise. It's like saying that they're the best, the tallest short person.
Okay.
Like,
and?
Okay.
But if
um,
you want me to say it, that's what I'm saying.
What did Ron say today about? He said something. I called them the hot meat kettle. What was that about? Remember?
Because he kept calling Aurora a drama queen, or she was saying, no, she was saying that she's a drama
She's
queen,
a
so
drama
she knows how to
queen.
deal with drama
Yep.
queens, and you said pot meat kettle.
I was talking about Ron though.
Yeah, Ron, the
Ron.
pot meat kettle.
Yes.
Ron was just saying how she has to be in control of everything.
Right.
And
Yeah.
she was saying
Right.
how Ron's a drama queen. and like she knows how to handle him because she is a drama queen.
Yes,
Yeah, they
and
both-
Ron is Ron talking about how
Clark,
she has to be in Cole.
Weasley, Griswold, Howard.
Let's
Howard.
not start this yet. Let's not start this yet. We might have to talk
I'll
about
wait
it
till
later.
later. Okay.
All right, but yeah. So Ron says how Aurora's gonna be in control, and I think Ron's the one who's in control. But
Ron doesn't like when his control's threatened. That's what it
and
is.
That's
right.
right.
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
Who does?
What's chemo number 3? Let's move on to that last part.
Ron is kingmaker.
Ron is a kingmaker, isn't he?
Is
So a lot of this whole season, I mean, a lot of the votes have come down to what Ron wants to do. Because Ron oftentimes will bring 1 or 2 people with him.
Yeah.
Whatever decision he makes, we'll go that way.
I mean, he is the swing vote. Every single time he
Yeah.
gets to decide
Yep.
what he wants to do.
And say what you want, but he's got the social game to be able to have Julie stick with him after. Julie's like, somebody made one comment, she never want to talk to him again.
She's a nutcase.
Right. They made one
Spiteful,
comment, she
like-
never want to talk to him again.
Yes.
And then Ron.
Ron leaves her out of
Ron.
the vote, and she's like, "No, it's fine.
It's
I
fine,
understand.
yep.
I understand why you didn't tell me. Are you freaking kidding me?"
So the question is she that crazy? Which is probably is.
Yeah.
But also,
Mhm.
is his social game that good? It could be.
Yeah, but
They-
when are they going to realize how much of a threat he really is? Like, they're letting
Are
him
they?
do this.
Are they gonna realize it? I don't know. I hope
I don't
they do.
think so, but do they really
They haven't
think,
realized it yet.
do they think they're going to beat him? Like, does Julie really think that she could beat Ron going forward? Like, I understand making alliances, but you can't play like that. You're not going to win.
Well, there's a lot of emotional players, and like I said, even Laurel, right? Laurel season, she
I
like
was just going to say, it worked out in that season, and did not work in her favor. She took the 3 of them together, and of course she wasn't going to win it. She didn't make her big move.
right, and that's but that's like Laurel met these people a couple days before the season starts and she treats them like they're her family. And goes down because she doesn't want to portray them, doesn't lose their friendship. But guess what? If you vote them out and they're not your friends anymore, they weren't gonna be your friends anyways.
Right. It was all strategic.
Boston Rob in his Boston Rob rule book said in the BR rules said rule number 1 is family first. So if you have friends, you play the game, whatever, it doesn't matter who you meet that's gonna be your new friend. The ones who were there from the beginning are the ones you stick with, and that's how you can make all the friends you want in the game, but if it comes down to you winning the money for your family, or you making friends, win the money for your family.
Right.
Right.
For sure.
And I think that's what Julie needs to understand, and maybe she will.
She's an Etsy shop owner. She could use that money.
I thought she was a rich person.
No, Julie is an Etsy shop
I
owner. I know. Stop.
Yeah.
Smart ass.
So,
Smack your face.
but that being said, I will give Julie one part of credit. She went on her own to talk to Lauren. They made that
Sure.
bond, and maybe who knows? Maybe that's the start of the new 2 parts of the
Yeah.
final 3. Who knows?
She was just put in that situation from winning the advantage.
The
Or the reward
reward.
challenge.
The reward
I
challenge.
don't know the terminology every time. Can't kill me for it.
I won't. Well, Twitter might and Reddit certainly will, but it's
That's
okay.
fine. I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
I apologize.
I will.
I'm the worst.
stand by your
I'm
side.
just gonna go leave now.
Don't go leave. Anything else to be back?
No, pretty well covered.
Let's go to the bottom 3.
In no particular order, as you want to say.
Sure. I just threw these random people onto the sheet of paper.
Lauren,
Why is Lauren in the bottom 3?
she's not really in control. She hasn't really made. To me, she's not in control. She hasn't made the moves. She's still going along with everybody, but what resume are you building up besides that you have an immunity idol and you're still there? Your tribe from the beginning has been terrible. Never won. And even with individual immunity, she doesn't do well, and she's a college athlete. You think that would have worked in her favor?
What do you say, Mr. Bukai?
It's pretty much the same. You haven't built a resume. You have an idol, which you haven't used yet. Congratulations, but I would think you'd be a little bit better in challenges because you're a college athlete.
So,
Not really the case.
so I'm gonna defend her a little bit on this one thing. Okay, the fact of the matter is, if you look at, we haven't seen it yet, right? We haven't seen that move, but timing is everything. If she pulls off the move at the right time, she's got a better chance than a few people.
Rebuttal. Laurel season. Laurel did not make
Never
the
made the
move.
move.
at all. But
Ever.
and she kept saying, though, it's got to be at the right moment. It's got to be at the right moment. Eventually, you're not going to have people to vote with you
Correct.
on that moment.
Right.
Absolutely.
So,
So-
you're running out of time.
She is.
Running out of
She's
time.
running out of, to put it in the terms of, she's running out of track
Yeah.
on her athlete running this.
Yeah.
But I will say, she still is an idol. So if she can play the idol, knock out a threat, maybe they're all voting for her next week. She plays the idol, knocks out Iran or a Devons.
The only way that would work, though, is if they're voting for her.
Right.
Her
Yep.
name hasn't got brought up.
Right, and again, maybe to her defense a little bit that they'll bring up her name because they don't. She's still gonna be there for a while,
But they don't
because
see her as a threat.
okay, well, yeah, and right, and then maybe they don't see the threat. That's fine, but I feel like at this point, she can make a couple moves. I feel like she can get if she can, she's not drawing dead, like Victoria's drawing dead,
Mm-hmm.
right? Gavin is close to drawing dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like if she can get to the end, make a move, knock out Ron, knock out Devons, if she gets to the end with some combination of maybe Aurora, maybe Gavin and Victoria, she's got a great shot. If she can take that group to the end, I think she's got the best shot of those three.
Yeah.
She's not drawing dead,
Yeah.
But for
but she's
me,
not in the best shot.
for
Not in the
me
best
at
spot.
this point, if she brings up getting rid of Devons or them, everybody else has already done that. You know, I mean, everybody's already tried
True.
to do that.
But
So
if she does it, and she's the one who actually does, she gets credit for the move.
she doesn't start the votes though.
No.
She's approached for the votes, so that's why I just
Yeah.
kind of feel like she's being brought along with the votes. I really wanted to, want her to win more, but I don't see it anymore.
I think she is being dragged along a little bit, but I think if she can make a move, I think she's got as good of a shot as anybody. Because if she can, if they've been trying to get rid of Evans the whole season, if she knocks them out, because she actually does make again, she hasn't yet, but past performance does not guarantee future results, right? If she hasn't done it yet, she still could. Will she? Maybe not. Maybe she will. I don't know. But for right now, she's on the bottom three because she hasn't made a move. Can she? Yes. Will she? Maybe.
And you did have your chances to get her out. She's gotten votes in the past when she wasn't eating and weak, but
Right. Yeah. But ever since, she's not a threat. They don't see her as a threat.
Right.
And I don't know. I just don't see any move next being her move. I don't see her getting the credit for it. Like
gonna be tough.
Julia, that
Oh, yeah.
was her move. She went and approached people about getting out somebody whose name has not even been brought up yet. Like, not in that way.
Right.
So
Right.
that was her move.
For sure.
At this point, if she's like, all right, Julie, we're going to take out Devons this week, it's like, then Julie would be like, well, why don't we do that when I asked last time? Like the same thing with Aurora.
So it's
I don't see it being any of them being her move.
it's going to depend on a number of factors. It's going to depend on how the vote comes about and who's in on it and things like that. And also, it's the social part of it too, right? I mean, that's why it's such a social game. You can always say, "Hey, this is this is a smart move to make." Doesn't mean they're going to make it.
Her
And
s-
go ahead.
yeah, I would just say like though her social game was Wentworth. That
Yeah.
was pretty much
Right.
it.
yeah.
And now she's gone. She wasn't making other alliances while she had Wentworth and War Dog there.
War Dog.
She was sticking to her three.
True.
That's not her. Well,
Yeah.
two. Her being one of three.
Right.
That's not smart. You still have to talk to other people.
Right.
And honestly,
Right.
if she got in on the Wentworth vote, I would have been more impressed with her. Like, you're friends with this person, but you know you're not going to win against her, so you might as well be a part of it.
That would have been
Yeah,
awesome.
there
That
you
would
go.
have
That
been
would
huge.
have been. That would have helped her.
That would have been
She
huge.
now she is building that alliance with Julie, so maybe that can make something happen. I said,
Maybe.
here's the thing, if you pull War Dog pulled together 3 votes, right? War Dog, Julia pulled together a vote. Julia made that vote happen to get rid of Eric, right?
Yes.
Or
Eric.
right?
Yeah.
Julia pulled that together. Look after Julia. War Dog pulled together 3 votes. Look after War Dog. Ron's pulling together votes. If Ron goes next, you gotta start thinking maybe don't make a move to the final 6.
Yeah.
And that's the case. You make a move to the final 6. There's nobody left to beat you at the end because you made the move at the right time. So
Right.
is she gonna do it? Probably not. If you said who's the winner right now, I would probably put Julia at like 4th.
Laura.
Lauren at 4th. Shut up. I would probably put Lauren at
I don't
like
even know who we're talking about anymore.
it's all names running. There's been 2 Julies. There's a Julia and Julia.
Julia and Julie.
And it's too much. So if you ask me right now who's the best shot to win, I would probably put Lauren like 4th. Right?
Right.
Maybe 3rd. Probably 4th. So I don't think she's got the shot to win. That's why she's in the bottom 3. But I don't think she's drawing dead either. That's my point.
Okay, let's move on.
Moving on to the next one.
Because the next one, Julie.
Julie is the same idea for me. I put her here just because she hasn't really controlled any votes either.
No, she hasn't.
No.
She's put stuff out there. They haven't listened to her. She's got her alliance Ron, but is he really her alliance? Like,
Ron's not looking for Ron's looking for Ron.
yeah. At this point, you have to kind of do that.
Absolutely you do.
But
But
And
she's-
you don't know when she's gonna flip her shit again.
yeah,
Right.
stay.
And that's the thing.
She's calm tonight.
Right. She was calm tonight. She was something was good, but I feel like this too, right? I feel like the difference between Lauren and Julie is Lauren hasn't made those moves, but also I think when Julie keeps saying we should do this and they don't do it, it's because they don't. Julie doesn't have that capital,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So it's like when you say, "Hey, I want to keep doing this move. I want to do this move. I want to do this move," and it never happens. She want to get rid of Aurora for how long? Aurora stole the freaking game.
Right. But it's the same
Right.
for Lauren, though. She didn't have the capital either.
Correct, but Lauren hasn't had that mental breakdown that Julie had, so people aren't look. I think people look at Julie as kind of a joke, where Lauren has been more of a goat.
I think Lauren just gets more credit because she had a stronger alliance with people.
Absolutely,
Right.
And that was kept together for a while. But
and she got the more of the underdog story of being the tribe that failed the whole time.
yes, every
So,
time. Every single
The Cleveland
time.
Browns of tribes.
Right,
I don't know. This Cleveland Browns are going to be good this year.
they are.
I'm going to bring that
They
up.
are.
Whoa! Somebody just kicked the camera. What?
Being
Who's an idiot? So, anyways, hi.
Hi.
So yeah, so I think though, I think if you ask me, if you said it's a final 3 or a final 2 between Julie and Lauren, I think Lauren wins. But
Yeah.
it's not like it's like again, it's kind of damn the same praise. I don't think either one's gonna win.
Right.
But I think Julie has people don't even take Julie's opinion seriously. I think if Lauren had a pitch that she wanted to throw out there, she has a better shot of getting to go through, especially with, like you said, there's no real clear alliances. I think it's just like, hey, they're a target, let's take them out. Hey, they're a target, let's take them out.
Yeah.
And I think if she can, I said Laurel wins her season if she takes out Don Wendell. And I think Lauren's in the same boat. If she takes out Devins and Ron,
right.
she wins.
I mean,
But is she gonna do that? Probably not.
with who's left, of course she wins.
Right. But is she gonna do that? Probably not.
No.
No.
And is Julie gonna usurp all 3 of those and win the game? No chance. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But Julie, and then watch 3 weeks from now, Julie wins the game, and I'm eating a lot of crow. So, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Fair enough. But who's last player on the bottom 3?
Gavin.
Gavin.
Yes.
All right, Mr. BFY Gavin.
I mean, didn't really do anything besides chirp back at War Dog.
Yeah, for sure.
Joined the Strong Alliance a little too late, and he doesn't have any alliances. Like the whole Kama Strong thing didn't obviously work
Right.
out for anybody.
No.
And what has he done? What votes has he done?
Right.
He was a part of Julia's vote.
And it's like I said during the show, right? I agree with that. Everybody on the show is doing what they need to do, but they're also not seeing the edited version, right? I bet you if you were on the island right now, like for example, I listened to an interview recently from people from Ghost Island, and you know who they said if they would have got the end would have won? Sebastian.
Really?
I said you're on crack.
Really?
Probably
I said,
'cause
what are you
he's
smoking?
social.
He was fun. He
Yeah.
he made the game fun. He was entertaining. He was goofy. He didn't piss anybody off.
Right.
So he gets to he can win. We're watching the show where this guy's a freaking buffoon. He's an idiot. He's not winning. But we're not on the island.
The magic of TV.
Right. We're not on the island with
Yep.
him. And we're not if Sebastian won the game, we would have seen a different edit.
Yeah.
If Fabio won the game, if Fabio was freaking Sebastian who won the game.
Did Fabio have long hair?
He did.
Was he muscular?
Ish.
Was he just like the Fabio on TV?
He was similar.
That got hit in the head with a seagull while he was on a roller coaster?
Correct.
Cool.
He was similar to that guy. That's why they call him Fabio. His name was-
Just, I don't know. I didn't watch it, obviously. That's what I'm asking.
His real name was Judd, and people came up to his mom at the finale and said, "Why did you name your son Fabio? That's a dumb name." She goes, "I didn't. The people on the show were calling him Fabio, you idiots." But yeah, but hey,
man.
Fabio, worst winner in Survivor history. Good for you. Hey, at least you won money and blew it in 3 months. Good for you. Yeah, he's Fabio was Sebastian if Sebastian won the game, right? Sebastian would have got the Fabio edit. Sebastian would have got the goofy, likable, fun-loving guy
I mean, Sebastian for a fisherman too. You didn't catch fish.
No, not really. Right, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, that's why you're seeing an edited show, right? If we're seeing
of course,
live
we don't
feeds,
see what's going on.
If
We
it's-
only see what they're showing us.
if this is Big Brother, it's different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Big Brother is an edited show, but it's live, and like you can watch it live and see what's happening. So if this is Big Brother, we see, wow, Gavin's doing this, Gavin's doing that, Gavin's got a shot to win. We're seeing an edited show. We're not hearing the Gavin story.
Right.
We're hearing the Ron and
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
you
it
know,
was
Ron
running-
and
anyway.
Devins and War
and-
Dog.
War Dog, a little bit of other
Well,
people.
we're not hearing the Victoria story
No.
either, so
Who?
shut up.
Okay, she did. She heard you. So and guess
We're
what?
not hearing her story either.
Well,
And
we're
guess
not.
what? She's so relevant. She's not even in the top or bottom three.
She's not.
Let's move on to the top three though.
Top 3. Aurora.
Rose in the top three.
Yeah, we had to argue this one.
We did. We argued a little bit. But I'm okay with her being in the top three. Why is she in the top three?
I just think she's gotten a lot stronger. She's made moves. I feel like she's been a part of it, like giving Ron her extra vote.
Mhm.
You're building an alliance doing that, and he remembers that. He thought about being the villain and keeping her extra vote to use for himself, but he gave it back. I just think her resume has gotten built a lot more in the past couple episodes. I just love Tootin' Tribal whenever she has like one last comment that is always like gets everybody like, oh crap, what's gonna happen
I have
every time.
I have a comparison of her, but I'll let you add your couple thoughts to that.
I
What say you?
I agree with that. Threat and physical challenges, couple immunity wins. We saw it today
She was right
in the reward challenge. She was right in there. Didn't take a breath coming up for air, and
Mermaid.
still in on all the conversations. Social game's pretty good, and they have the with the edit, the one last comment, and everyone's like, "Ah, crap, we probably got to rethink this."
And she almost won the immunity again. She's right in it again too, so that's good for sure. I would say she kind of reminds me of, again from Ghost Island, which I don't really love that season, but there's a lot of characters who kind of feel like are similar, at least casting wise. She reminds me of. It's gonna sound stupid. The love child of Donathan and Angela, which is weird because Donathan's gay and Angela's old. But
I don't.
here's why. Here's why.
Yeah, please.
She's been in the shadows of other players. She hasn't really been on the show. She had a couple breakout moments. Angela's was when she won that challenge, that food eating challenge. She kind of broke out and then kind of back into irrelevance. And Donathan always dropped the truth bombs at Tribal Council.
Okay.
So
Alright.
in that
Okay.
regard, she's like Angela because she had her one or two moments and disappeared, but then has that constant like thorn in the side of the people in charge, and with that I feel like has a little bit more like Angela was there for an episode. We were like, wow, Angela came out of nowhere. Look at her, and then we never saw her again. Where Aurora had that moment too, and then kind of was irrelevant for another couple episodes, but then it's kind of come back up again. So it's like Aurora's been more of like the roller coaster, and again,
It's like when Donathan and Laura were starting to pair up a little bit more to work together.
right. And so I feel like she's got a little bit of that there. And again, if she's the shit stirrer on the season. There's always one. She's always the one who just says things that gets people riled up and makes people flustered and flip their vote and do something stupid. She made Julie do that for sure. She got Julie's head.
Yep.
I mean, so part Angelina though, because she said she needed that immunity and for Victoria to throw it.
Right. Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. So there's. I mean, she gets in people's heads a little bit. She kind of, manipulates things a little bit. And I think she's got a little bit of that. I don't know if she's playing a winning game. She hasn't really been on the show enough for me to think she's going to win the game. But at the same time, Michelle Fitzgerald was on the show that much either, and she won. So
I think she's got a chance. I mean, compared to some people, she's got more of a chance.
right. I mean, Michelle Fitzgerald may have had one of the best finales of all time. She came into it, and had really no shot, pulled it out, and did some huge things in the finale.
Right.
If she comes on, if Victoria or if Aurora can come on strong, I feel like her and Lauren are kind of in the same spot. If they can come on strong, take out some threats down the stretch,
Yep.
You know, the next 2-3 weeks they have like 2-3 weeks to do 2 weeks to do this. If they do it the next 2 weeks, they have a good shot. But they have to do it. They have to start now.
Right.
I don't know if they're gonna, but I think if they can start now, make a move now, they have as good a shot as anybody.
Yeah.
If they can do it. But I think they're both. I think Aurora is in the same spot as Lauren right now. Make a move or two, take out some threats, and then you have to sit and deal with people who can't beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I have Aurora there, and
I'll
she's
leave it.
doing a lot of challenges.
Great.
Next,
Moving on. Ronald, Clark, Howard, Griswold, Weasley.
Duncan,
Duncan.
Clark, Howard,
Ronald,
Duncan.
Clark, I don't know.
Clark, Kent.
Ronald Weasley.
Kent,
Regan.
Ronald,
Clark
Reagan,
Kent? Clark Kent.
yeah,
Ronald Clark.
Clark, Kent, Howard, Griswold,
Howard, yeah, Weasley.
Reagan,
Reagan.
you said
Ronald
it.
Reagan.
Yeah, I did say that.
Ronald, Clark, Duncan.
George Washington. Like, what are we doing right now?
Of the Academy.
Yeah, so Ronald, Weasley, Howard, Griswold,
Abraham Lincoln.
Academy of
Ford Theater.
name places presidents got shot for $500. Okay,
In a parade.
too soon. Before I was born, but too soon.
Okay.
Freaking millennials. Anyways, that millennials
Oswald. Moving
name
on.
people who shot presidents. Wow, this vlog
John
went
Wilkes Booth.
this vlog went down a rabbit hole and it's kind of not coming back out. This went off the rails and it's now on the water.
John F. Kennedy.
Moving on, Ron Clark. Why is Ron Clark? Wait, real quick. Who's supposed to be keeping this on the rails and who's supposed to be not keeping it on the rails?
I'm funny.
So Ron Clark. Why is Ron Clark in the top 2? I think he shouldn't be number 1. I advocate for him to be number 1, but I was overruled and outvoted. Why is Ron in the top 2? Oh, so welcome to what I do with every day. Jessica's laughing fits. What do you want? Do you remember the first time you had a laughing fit like this?
Yeah.
We were talking about a show and somebody got debriefed, and she just lost her ever loving shit because she's like getting debriefed. Oh Lord,
Oh my God. Serious.
it's getting really warm in here. So serious. So Ron is in top 2. Why? Can you tell me? Somebody tell me.
It was. We had an argument about this. It came down between him and Devins. They were in the final 3 alliance
Yeah.
with War Dog, and basically the tiebreaker was Devins winning immunity. And between the 2 of them, Ron and Devins, who has a better shot at winning the game? We thought Ron has the better social game, but Devins is more of a complete package, physical threat, and social game. So that was the deciding factor.
I mean, Ron has declared himself a puppet master once before. If they're going to catch on to it again, at how much he really is in control of the game, you know, they got to realize that he's the swing between everybody. So between Devins and Mordog, obviously he was the swing between them. So when are you going to realize that you need to take him out?
Which puts
you're
a
not gonna
which
beat him.
puts a bigger target on his back.
I feel like it's 1-on-1 between him and Devins at this point. It's hard
Yeah.
to really put one above the
Oranges to
other.
apples.
It's hard to say. It's really not one is really any higher than the other on any ranking for me at this point. But I feel like with Devins, I feel like they weren't targeting Ron today. They were targeting Devins. So I feel like Devins is more the threat. So Devin gets to the end, he's the other shot at winning, but also he has less shot at getting to the end, which seems like my finale post. I'm just gonna leave it at that for now, or my pre-finale post.
Yeah.
But that's I think it's it could go either way.
Right.
I can hear arguments for both.
Right.
So it really is just going to depend on really next week's gonna. I think next week's gonna tell. I think if Aurora goes out next week, Ron or Devin's winning. If Ron or Devins go out next week, I feel like it's wide open.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think if they take out again Aurora or a Lauren next week, I think one of those two will win the game for sure.
Right.
But then again, the Great Equalizer, of course, is Edge of Extinction too. Whatever
Yeah, I
happens to
know.
that
When the heck are they gonna do that?
When are
Probably
they
this
gonna
next
do this?
episode.
I'm thinking the finale.
Really?
I do. I think it's gonna be the finale. I think they're gonna get down to the final 5, and then they'll bring someone back in, or final 4 and bring someone back in.
Yeah.
I hope they do it when it has the chance to make a difference, because it's just waste time,
Yeah.
But again, and at that point too, someone wins away at the back in the game. I hate that. I hate when somebody gets voted out, they end up winning the game. That's it's never happened before. I really don't want to see it happen now.
And out of all those people, who's gonna come back? I think Joe's got the highest probability of winning a challenge because he's got the magic touch.
Yeah, I think he does. I don't see him winning the game though.
No, I don't think so.
No.
He's been out for too long, and I think that's part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
said the jury's really bitter. If this is season 20 or 18, the jury's really bitter. Then they give him the money, but I don't see it happening.
No.
So that's why I'm kind of written off people who voted out because I don't see them winning.
I don't think
at this
any
point.
of them are.
No.
No.
I think one of the returnees is gonna be back on, but we saw the bitter jury today with Wentworth.
Yeah,
They got out War Dog for me,
yeah, which Lauren did, but
they didn't.
but they didn't.
Lauren did. I think that's
Lauren did. I think that was it.
Right.
And by the way, War Dog, welcome to Reams Island. It's you.
He's gonna get reamed out this coming episode.
That's right.
You certainly can bet that. If there's one thing we know for next week, prediction wise, it's gonna be War Dog getting his
Ass reamed.
reamed by Ream.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ream Island.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yes, welcome to Jurassic Park.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Okay, so finally,
Lost, you played. Finally, number 1.
top 4.
Devins.
So top 4 of the week is Devins.
Devins.
Yes, Rick Devins, top 4 of the week. Again, it could come in Ron, come in Devins. I'm fine with the one. What do you guys say?
I mean, same. They both have their strengths. Devins has more of a target because he returned back from Extinction Island. I don't know. They're either gonna go for him or Ron next. It just depends on who's feeling what. If Ron can stay in control, or if even out of nowhere Gavin or somebody just realizes that Ron's in control of everything. Get rid of both, or you're in trouble.
I would think getting him, and I would think he would be the bigger threat just because he came back from the edge of extinction, and they had the chance to get him out before, but when Julia said that would be too mean. Welcome to Survivor.
Yeah,
Get out your threats now
yeah. Don't let him get deep.
when you have the chance.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, what was I thinking? Who would have thunk though that how strong Devins was at individual
Yeah,
immunity?
yeah. Right.
He's damn good at puzzles, and especially getting those balls in the holes.
I mean, he said at this point he's won 3 individual challenges.
Yeah.
He won his way back in, and he won the 2 communities. And
It's like a Ben kind of thing. He's not gonna have idols, but he's got to keep winning immunity if he's gonna stay in
Mike
the
Holloway
game.
for sure. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be tough. I don't know if he can do it, but the thing is, right? Here's what I want to see. Okay, as we wrap up with this,
Okay.
I want to see Devins and Ron at the finals, or neither.
Right,
Because I want to see what the jury likes.
right.
I want to see if the jury picks Devins, you got voted out already, you don't deserve the money, or Devins, you won your way back in after being voted out, you deserve the money. Or if it's like Devins, we hate you because you turned on us because you were aligned with us.
Right.
Or Devins, we know you better than Ron. So I want to see kind of if it's pro Ron votes pro Devin votes, anti Ron votes, anti Devin votes, what they value, what they don't value, things like that. I want to see them both there because if only one's there, I think it's a clean sweep.
Right.
And I think if both of them are there, it's gonna be a real nice battle. And if neither one of them are there, it's gonna be kind of wide open, and it's anybody's game at that point.
Right.
So I bet you it's gonna be at least one's there, possibly both. But if one's there, I want both of them there just because it'll be nice, kind of
Good
way to end the
competition.
season. It'll be the
at least
Interesting.
both will at least pick up some votes.
right. It'll be the Dom and Wendell final, which was the only good part of Ghost Island. So because the two of them were just battling it out, and it's like, all right, well, which one's gonna come up on top? And I think they'd be
Childish Gambino and Davin.
who?
Never mind.
Okay.
He
So
looks just like him.
okay, yeah. Doomy Nick, his name is Doomy Nick.
Not Dominic.
No, it's Doomy Nick.
Oh, well, Wendell looks like.
Domenick. Doomy Nick.
So he was talking to Nick on the.
Nick Wilson next season.
Oh, that's right.
You're talking to Nick Wilson.
They're all blending.
So regardless, I'll leave it at that. I want to see both them or neither at the finale. I don't want I said it would Ghost Island would suck more if it was just Dom or just Wendell at the end because it's a 10-0 shutout.
Sweet.
It's annoying. I hate the shutouts. Always somebody
Unless
gets
it's hockey playoffs.
sure. Or basketball. Go Celtics.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is right. I feel like there's always one person who gets no votes, but if it's a clean sweep, it's boring. So give me both Ron and Devins, or give me neither. That's how I want. That's what I want for the finale. Any other thoughts for a wrap up?
I'm not saying anything else.
Thank you.
Wow.
And
No, don't.
anything else for you, sir?
Can't wait for next week after tonight.
So for sure, there's definitely wide open, and
Wide
hopefully
open now.
we'll see what happens. I honestly would. When you asked me last week who's winning this game, I would say War Dog. So now that he's out, we'll see what happens. But right now, you ask me right now, I say Ron. You guys probably say Devins. Either way, that's fine. We'll see what happens. But hey, all we know is all our winner picks are out. So
Yeah.
no way.
What do we know?
Yeah, what do we know? Exactly. A whole lot of nothing. So other than that, here definitely check back later for our Amazing Race recap. I'll probably have Jessica on the show if she can make it. If not, it'll just be me talking at you for about 20 minutes and then going to bed.
So, like, every day.
Be sure to subscribe so you get all our stuff, so you can hear me talk at you even more.
Don't bark at me.
Woof. And then subscribe. Like I said, comment away. Tell us what you think. Tell us who you're on. Are you on Team Ron? Are you on Team Devins? On Team somebody else? I mean, put it this way: we can bet on Ron, we can bet on Devins, or bet on the field. It's really your option.
Ooh.
I never
I
win
might
bets.
win dinner again.
Yeah, like everything else.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Maybe we will. Maybe we'll do that next week. Depending on how it turns out, maybe we'll do that next week. And then you guys can comment away and say who you think's gonna win, and I'll probably be here. So do that. Comment, share the video, tell your friends. Like the Facebook, Paper Productions. Email the show, paperproduction@gmail.com. You can tweet me at YoGrabAGabba. Tweet Jessica at.
Just T820.
Anything else to add, anybody? You got nothing?
Got nothing.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
I got nothing else for you because the tribe has spoken.